good morning. This is day 40 of Fortitude through Stoicism, and it is also Fasting Friday for me, so let's go. Let's get into it. Again, 365 days of implementing Stoicism into the life of a modern masculine man. Today's quote from the Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday, is from Marcus Aurelius. And this is, you don't have to have an opinion. You don't have to have an opinion. And the quote, Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor. We have the power to hold no opinion about a thing and not let it upset our state of mind. For things have no natural power to shape our judgments. Boy, this is one that used to get me all the time. When I was a kid, I got in trouble in school because I punched this kid in the nose because he called my mom an H-W-H-O-R-E, right? And so my mom says to me, "Son, why'd you get so upset?" I said, "Mom, he called you a whore." And she goes, "Well, is it true?" I said, "No." She goes, "So then why did it upset you?" And I remember, I think it was in third grade, honestly. And that has stuck with me for so long. Because here's the thing, if you're a confident masculine man, every woman is going to claim you're a narcissist. that's their go-to, right? If you are a confident masculine man who has boundaries and lives his life, right? Of course you're a narcissist. Because that's the go-to, right? That's their power, that's their sword. And it used to upset me. So I'm like, you're ignorant. You need to educate yourself. Like, seriously, a guy like me who spews all of his failures, right? That's like the opposite of a narcissist, right? The guy who shares all of his secrets, pretty much the opposite. So I'd want to go to defend that all the time and realize it's not true. Why am I wasting my time and energy? So this one is a big one that has gotten me. And again, I read this morning on the treadmill and I started chuckling because it's so true. And just the other day, I had to point out some things and I realized, reflecting in my nightly reflections, doing my daily Stoic journal, I realized that, okay, that was a lapse, right? You let that emotion get away from you because, again, you don't have to have an opinion about a negative thing. You know it's not right, so what does it even matter? Pay zero attention, let them say what they're going to say. Other people's opinions are not in our control, only our actions, right? So again, that's, but I want to continue today talking about the actual practical application of living a life as a modern Stoic. And, I've talked the last couple days about the obstacles of the way and deliberate poverty. And today I'm going to talk about retreat and reconnect. When I talk about retreat and reconnect, I'm not talking about reconnect to your phone, right? I'm talking about reconnect to yourself. And, people are always searching for ways to get away, mountains, beaches, hills, the coast, whatever it may be. But what Stoicism honestly teaches us is that we can find that serenity in our own mind. However, it also teaches us to be in balance with nature, and that has to do a lot with our authenticity and being our true self. But what people do today a lot to escape from reality is they dive into the social world, media. They're on their phones, scrolling through TikTok. Again, it's a dopamine, it's an addiction. So they're actually addicts. Every time they do their little swipe thing, every video they're looking at, it's a dopamine release. So you're actually an addict. If that's you and you're scrolling through TikTok, you may have a problem, as they say. But what I have been doing lately is I have been, like, when I go to dinner, I leave the phone in the car. And there's times now on the weekends where I'll lose my phone. Because here's the reality. During the work week, the things that's in my control, I'm on from 4 o'clock in the morning until 2000 at night. So I have a 16-hour go day. But I force myself at 2000 to put down the electronics. That's it. Game over. Clock is out. So that I can retreat from that and reconnect myself and be in my own thoughts. And I do spend a lot of time on the weekend, going to visit my animals. And it's not necessarily I'm retreating. But I'm getting out of that normal daily grind that I would normally do, getting into a different environment, getting in nature. And yes, I call it seeing my animals at Busch Gardens, because I do walk the park several times a month. And so yes, they are my animals, right? It's my perception, so they're my animals. But just walking that park, and there's a lot of times that, I'll walk the entire thing and don't say a word, but I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm connecting myself, visualizing, meditating. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with this, right? Put the phones down. If you're a family, I see this all the time. I see families sit down, the husband looks miserable, the mother's in her phone, and the kids are fighting her in their electronics. It's honestly a terrible thing that's happened to society, and I used to be one of those people. Thank God I am not one of those people now. That was not happiness. That was pretend, right? The false pretense of the American dream. Not true, right? Because that's what society told me it should have been, right? The white picket fence, 2 kids, the whole deal, whatever, the wife, matching PJs, fuck me. That's not being in balance with nature. So, my friends, it is Fasting Friday, it is day 40, it is Fortitude through Stoicism, and this is my epic journey of implementing an ancient philosophy into the life of a modern masculine man. Let's go, let's go.